we saw the conclusion to the Cell Saga, with Nappa revealing his new transformation, Primal Saiyan, or Super Saiyan 4, depending on what you want to call it. But now everyone has a different path they want to go on. So what's gonna happen? Find out in this part 5 of What If Nappa Survived. Of course, after the Cell Saga, we entered the 7-year time skip. But what happens during this time skip? Well, for one, Goku is still alive and he's continuing his training. He even trains with Gohan, getting him to unlock that power that he saw in the time chamber, to which they call Super Saiyan 2. And during the 7 years, Gohan actually keeps up with his training, because 1, Goku is still alive, and 2, he met his future self and saw all the struggle he went through. And he doesn't want the same to happen to him. He wants to be strong enough to stop these threats. So with the two of them working together, they get stronger, which makes Goku eventually unlock Super Saiyan 2. But even with Super Saiyan 2, it's still no matchup against Nappa with that Primal Saiyan form he's got, which makes Goku wonder if he can ever get that transformation. But he honestly doesn't think he can. He lost his tail a long time ago, so that means he can't transform into a Great Ape. But who knows, maybe he could train for Primal Saiyan and attain it that way. But for now, he's going to continue evolving Super Saiyan. He already has Super Saiyan 2, so he wonders if he can go further beyond. And Goten is eventually born, and as soon as he's old enough, he starts training with them too. We then move on to Nappa, to which, what has Nappa been doing? Well, of course he's been training, working on Primal Saiyan, eventually to the point where he doesn't need to transform into a Great Ape to transform into Primal Saiyan. He can now transform straight into the form. But he hasn't only been training, but he's also been doing some other stuff. Nappa's been trying to grow custom to Earth, doing some Earth activities. And he found one thing that he really likes to do, which is watch movies. So he gets the idea that he wants to make movies. So Nappa becomes a movie producer. I thought this was pretty funny in Team 4 Star, so why not add it here? Now I could have done something else like him being a general of the army or being a bodyguard, but I decided to go a more fun and goofy route. And he's actually surprisingly good at making movies. His stories from being on the Frieza Force and conquering different kinds of planets actually made good plot points for movies. So when he's not off doing training, he makes movies, making his name well known throughout the world. So as you can see, Nappa's enjoying life on Earth. He's the strongest and he's rich, and he's doing something that he actually enjoys. We eventually do reach the end of the time skip. Gohan goes to high school and he becomes the Great Saiyan Man. The only difference is that he's way stronger than what he originally was. He goes on to meet Videl and the events with her goes the same as usual, eventually leading up to the tournament. And the roster for the tournament is pretty much the same, except for a replacement for a couple of people. Nappa replaces Vegeta, and as for Android 18, well, she gets replaced by a random human. And the tournament does go a little bit differently. For example, the fight with Piccolo and Shin. Because Piccolo didn't fuse with Kami, he doesn't know that Shin is a Supreme Kai, so Piccolo defeats Shin. We then move on to Kibito versus Gohan, with Kibito asking Gohan to show off Super Saiyan, but Gohan tells him better and shows off Super Saiyan 2. And this power shocks Kibito, as he never expected this mortal to be this powerful, and he'll be the perfect bait for Babidi. Spoba Vegeta then try to go in to attack Gohan. Gohan sees this and tries to react, but Shin paralyzes him in place. And Gohan realizes that he can't move, with him summoning even more strength. And for a quick instant, Kibito can see that Gohan transformed even further. His hair, it grew longer, and his eyebrows are gone. But his power is immense. It's strong enough to not pass Spoba Vegeta. Gohan of course not only has Super Saiyan 2, but he has discovered the power of Super Saiyan 3. And he's not the only one who has it, as Goku has it too. The two of them have been training together these last 7 years, as they were trying to find a way to catch up to Nappa. Well, that was more of Goku's goal. Gohan was just trying to get stronger just so he could protect everything that he loves. Gohan continues trying to fight back against the paralysis, and Shin is quickly losing his grip on Gohan, as Gohan proves to be too strong. Even Kibito joins in to hold Gohan still, as the two of them were barely able to keep him still long enough for Spokovich and Yamu to steal his energy. They try to take as much as they can before they fly off. Shin then tells Kibito to heal Gohan, as they're getting ready to chase down Spokovich and Yamu. And a small group decides to join in to follow to see what's going on. As the group consists of Nappa, Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo. So then they all fly off going towards Babidi's ship, with Shin explaining everything on the way, about him being the Supreme Kai and the resurrection of Majin Buu. And Nappa calls Shin an idiot because that plan of his was really dumb, using them and their energy just to track Babidi down. And Shin does admit that the plan wasn't a good one, especially that he underestimated these Saiyans' strength, as they might have helped in Majin Buu's resurrection. But Goku tells him don't worry, if this Buu guy does get resurrected, they'll be able to defeat him, as they all arrive at Babidi's ship. And Dabura and the rest of Babidi's minions are actually pretty easy to defeat. Dabura does try to sneak attack Kibito, but Gohan is able to stop him, which does end up him fighting Dabura and defeating him. And Babidi does start to worry after seeing Dabura's defeat, but his fears are cut short as he puts Gohan's energy into Majin Buu's egg, and the meteor shows that it's enough. Buu's egg then starts to hatch as Babidi starts laughing. Everyone then who's inside the ship then gets teleported outside of it, as a huge explosion then destroys the ship, leaving a crater. And they see something fly out of that crater, and Shin sees that his worst nightmare has come true, as he sees Majin Buu with Babidi on his shoulder. Shin starts panicking as he thinks that they're all doomed. And Goku reassures the Shin that they got this, there's no need to worry. Based on his power compared to theirs, it actually shouldn't be a hard battle. Yeah, it might be challenging, but it should actually be pretty fun. But the thing is, they're gonna have to decide who's gonna fight Majin Buu first. Gohan had already defeated Dabura, so it's between Goku and Nappa. And the two do argue for a bit. They didn't decide to play a game of rock, paper, scissors, to which Nappa won, which means he gets to fight Majin Buu first. And he decides that he's gonna have fun with this, as the last true battle he had was up against Cell. So it feels great to fight another strong opponent. And from what Nappa's sensing on Buu, he doesn't think that Super Saiyan is gonna cut out here. Neither does he think Super Saiyan 2 will work either, as by now he does have it. And he doesn't have Super Saiyan 3, so he's gonna have to go further. Nappa then powers up as they see red fur growing out of him, and his power is growing stronger. And everyone there then suddenly hears a great ape roar, as Nappa transforms into what he calls Super Saiyan 4. He used to call it Primal Saiyan, but ever since Kakarot and his son discovered Super Saiyan 2 and 3, and he saw that this form was still superior to that, so he decided to follow them and call it Super Saiyan 4. And Babidi honestly doesn't care what he calls it, as it won't be strong enough to defeat Buu, as he then commands Buu to attack Nappa. So their fight begins, and quickly into their fight, Nappa figures out that Buu can regenerate, to which he sees that if he wants to kill this monster, he's gonna have to destroy every little bit of him. And Nappa with Super Saiyan 4 completely outmatches Majin Buu, and Babidi starts to worry as he sees Buu being backed into a corner. He tries to shout more commands at Buu, but it just makes Buu more angrier. Not only is he getting mad at them for trying to kill him, he's also mad at Babidi for trying to give him orders, trying to make him do things. This just serves to piss off Buu, as pink smoke then starts to erupt from him, and everyone's shocked to see this happen. Even Babidi's distracted by this. And Piccolo decides to take this chance while Babidi's distracted, as he then fired the special beam cannon through Babidi's chest, killing him. And Shin tells Piccolo that he shouldn't have done that, as now that Babidi's gone, Majin Buu will now be uncontrollable. They can see Buu emit more smoke, as from that smoke, it appears another Buu, but he's gray and skinny this time, and having more of an evil look than the fat Buu. Then the two of them start fighting, and everyone seeing this thinks that this is strange. They were just fighting the fat Buu, but then he split himself into this skinny Buu and now they're fighting each other? Goku gets ready to step in to try to stop this, but then they see the fat Buu try to shoot a laser at the skinny one, but the skinny one blows it back at the fat one, turning him into chocolate. The skinny Buu then grabs it and eats the chocolate. They then see Buu undergo a new transformation, as evil Buu then transforms into Super Buu. Everyone there is confused, but they feel his power rise like never before. It isn't like how it was with the fat one. But even though he transformed into Super Buu, Nappa and Super Saiyan 4 is still strong enough to handle him. So when Super Buu tries to fight Nappa, it becomes pretty clear that Super Buu can't defeat him. Buu even tries to split himself into little pieces to try to absorb somebody. But with everyone there on high alert, they were easily able to react to when Buu tries to absorb them. So with Buu not having anyone to absorb to get stronger, Nappa is able to defeat Buu, with him charging a blast in his mouth, launching it at Buu, eradicating every little bit of him. Nappa then reverts back to base form, glad that he had another fun fight. And Shin and Kibito are glad to see that Buu has been defeated, and they thank everyone there, as without them, Buu would never have been defeated, and the universe could have been destroyed. And they do formally apologize to Gohan, as they did pretty much just use him in their plan. So he wanted to apologize for that, and even offers him to train on their planet. And he accepts, as this can be a new path of his to get stronger. He's just gonna have to try to balance him training there and also having school. But when he has time, he's gonna be training there. And Shin and Kibito are glad to hear it, as they'll be seeing Gohan soon, when he's ready to begin his training. The two Kais then leave, going back to the world of Supreme Kai. After the two leave, Goku and Gohan then see that Nappa looks kinda bummed. They go see what's wrong, and Nappa says that since they was dealing with Buu, they missed the entire tournament, and he was actually looking forward to fighting them, as that was one of the main reasons why he wanted to join. But Goku tells Nappa they don't need a tournament to fight, as they can fight right here, and go all out. In fact, if they were back at the tournament, they would probably have to hold back a ton so they didn't destroy the arena. But since they're in the wasteland, there's nothing much here to destroy, so they can have an all-out battle, as Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3 and Nappa transforms into Super Saiyan 4. So the two of them fight, and it's pretty obvious that Nappa wins this. Even with Super Saiyan 3 and all the years of training he did, he's still behind Nappa, but even though he's behind, he's closing the gap between them. And Goku even lets Nappa in on a little secret. Gohan's even stronger than him. And Nappa's pretty shocked to hear this. Gohan stronger than Kakarot? Well, it does make sense, Gohan's a hybrid. But if Kakarot was able to grow that strong, and Gohan is still stronger, that means Gohan's a little bit below, if not equal to his own power. He has been slacking off on his training during these last 7 years, making movies and all. But now knowing about this, he's gonna take his training a lot more seriously, as he does want to protect his spot of being number 1. After this, we then enter a time skip, to where we go out in space to a planet, as we see that the God of Destruction Beerus has awakened, and he's ready to go look for the Super Saiyan God, as this is where we'll leave this part off. What did you guys think of this video, and do you want to see more? If you do, be sure to leave a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel. It supports me and it supports the channel, showing me that you want to see more what ifs. Anyways, I'm DBZ Enoki, and I'll see you guys in the next video.